Hi, I'm Rob Vanstone. I'm here with Murray McCormick. Saskatchewan Roughriders President and CEO Craig Reynolds has just met the media and talked about the process by which the Roughriders will look to hire a new general manager and vice president of football operations. They hope to have somebody in place by mid-December. Murr, what are your thoughts on what you heard from Craig Reynolds and the Roughriders looking ahead to this weighty decision?
Well, I think it's comforting to hear they have a plan. They're hiring a headhunting firm, I guess would be the best way to describe it, to help get more candidates. There's a plan, there's a process, everything's in place to move ahead to get this guy. I think we all thought that was going to happen, just like to have it outlined. A lot of pressure on Craig Reynolds. This is a big hiring. This is huge. We can see the stadium over our shoulder here. All that greens comes into this. So Craig Reynolds is under some big time pressure this month.
At the end of the day, you want to be comfortable with the decision you make, right? I've got to live with this decision. Obviously, in this province, you can get lots of opinions. And you hear lots of opinions, but at the end of the day, I need to be comfortable with this decision, and I'll walk our board through it, and so that they're comfortable with the decision I've made. But at the end of the day, I own this decision. There'll be criticism regardless of which direction you go. I know that. That's just part of the role. That's part of working for the Saskatchewan Roughrider organization. But that's why people want to work here, because it matters.
Okay, Rob, this is the big question we're trying to deal with. Who are the candidates? Like, it's kind of hard to find guys because they're in the Grey Cup, but who are the likely guys they have on this short list?
Well, the one thing we do know, Murr, is that Jeremy O'Day will be on the short list. I don't think there's any surprise there. As far as externally, I think given the profile of this organization, of this job, I'm sure the Roughriders will go after some big fish. There's been all sorts of speculation that John Hufnagel may not return to the Calgary Stampeders after this season. Speculation that John Hufnagel tried to quash but didn't entirely succeed in doing so. So that might be a name. John Murphy, the Calgary Stampeders assistant general manager. You look at the pipeline of talent that he's been able to bring into Calgary, I'm sure that's somebody the Roughriders would be interested in speaking with. The name Eric Tillman has surfaced virtually the moment that Brendan Tamman was fired as a general manager. So is that somebody the Roughriders look at talking to? So there's a few names out there. There's some marquee names. There's some ones that raise eyebrows. I think the Riders with Jeremy O'Day, they now know where the bar is set. Craig Reynolds said today there's been a 2-month job interview that he's been under, so they know what they've got. Now I think they need to find out if somebody externally can give them better than what they have.
Jeremy was very capable to take on the role in an interim capacity. He'd been assistant general manager here for years, and he's highly skilled, right? So he was fully capable of doing that, and I think we got to the point where, again, we want to evaluate all our options. We want to be comfortable at the end of the day we've hired the right person with Saskatchewan Roughriders. And, you know, the night before the press conference we're announcing that, I want to sleep soundly saying, you know what, I did everything I possibly could to find the right person to lead this organization, and I feel real good about where we're at.
So I threw a few names out there, Murr. What do you make of some of the speculation? Where do you see this going?
Well, I think it's going to be a busy couple of weeks for the Riders underneath the surface. With playoffs, they're going to go to the Grey Cups. They're going to be talking to a lot of people. So there's going to be a lot of clandestine meetings in hallways and corners as Jeremy O'Day and Craig Reynolds are talking to people. I think the best candidate's in the building right now. I don't think we're going to change on that. And maybe it might change my mind, but I think Jeremy O'Day might be that's going to emerge as this, but they'll do their due diligence. So sometime in the middle of December, we're going to be back here talking about Jeremy O'Day being the guy.
And we'll probably still be shivering at the same time.
Exactly. I hope you wear a winter coat that time.
I'll try and find one. I've grown enough layers, I'm still cold. For Murray McCormick, I'm Rob Vanstone. Thanks for your time today.